As usual, the Invictus tries to show off all the new gadgets and something interesting, big and new right at the start. So of course, Polaris, the giant, the capital ship, and definitely one of the more interesting vehicles here. Even though it can feel like it takes away the show, I'm here to talk about the two vehicles we actually can use. Of course, the Ursa Medivac and the MPUV Tractor. And I am going to start with the MPUV Tractor. It is a forklift. That is the simplest explanation we can give to this vehicle. It is actually even more than that, since it has storage to take hold of several small containers or one big container with 16 unit slots. It has no quantum drive, it has no weapons or rockets. The main goal of this vehicle is to be in support of capital ships, to manage the containers, the cargo which such a huge ship might be carrying. It doesn't mean it will be the most ideal ship to be used in such a scenario, but being capable of carrying a 16 unit container and tractor beaming another one up front makes it ideal to transporting cargo out in the space or low orbit. A good example here can also be the Hull C. Since it is a hauler and has certain limitations down on the ground or on low orbit, these might just be the excellent support ships to managing the cargo, which a big ship like that might really use. The main concerns I did have with the MPUV Tractor were that the frontal tractor beam was not actively pushing this container up ahead when I was moving forward. As for the storing in the back, that seemed to work all well and good. The tractor beam was positioned acceptably well, but I do feel that this ship makes the MPUV cargo irrelevant, and instead of having three different variants of the MPUV cargo, transport and tractor, they could just have this tractor variant, which stock comes with a container, which is a personnel carrier container that can be used to travel personnel. If you don't want it, you can drop it and actually start doing the tractor beam business. Or perhaps when they intend to rework the MPUV cargo, maybe there is some hope for changes, but at the moment, definitely the tractor beam one is the best out of the three. Okay, also the Ursa Medivac and the Ursa Rover. Of course, the main difference is the interior of these two ships and the roles they fill. But funny enough, they share the same DPS, and the Medivac actually has more health than the default Ursa. The Medivac actually has 1500 more health to its body. To keep in mind, the medical vehicle is a bit more complete, a bit more smooth, but in general the style, the feel, the looks, everything is pretty much the same. The weapon operates the same way. It can be controlled by the driver or it can be controlled by the shotgun or the co-pilot who gets a better view. The main idea, of course, with the Ursa Medivac was to offer medical support, and now it offers a respawning bed as well. So if you transfer your imprint, it should offer you a 20-kilometer range respawn in that vehicle. So if you are further away, your default medbed will probably be the focus, but if you are close enough, you should spawn at the medbed of the Ursa Medivac. I had quite a bit of fun trying to check out this vehicle and visiting a facility where somehow some of these NPCs managed to ride shotgun and shoot me at point blank range when I was running over them, which is always fun to see. Of course, it is all not ready. The physics of how some of this driving and engaging with ramming works is a bit different and definitely not finished. It was still fun to see that I had a light show going on at the back of my Medivac. It will definitely be the more valuable ground vehicle at the moment, especially when compared to Ursa Rover, the default variant, since it has more health and pretty much the same capabilities and more. Of course, it does not have that many seats for your troops, but they can also stand up inside of this vehicle while they're being transported. Seeing that it can also offer combat support with the same weapon, I'd say it is the more valuable variant of the two. So the two simple vehicles which stood at the shadow of the Polaris. These two were definitely interesting, and sad to say, the MPUV Tractor probably went under the radar for many players. Of course, most of us don't really have a use for such a vehicle, since it is a support vehicle for non-combat oriented work mostly. But still an interesting addition, perhaps something which all the MPUVs should be combined into. But anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.